Africa is rising, with the youngest median population in the world, around 20 years old, while other continents sit at over 30. It is the second largest continent, home to the richest man in history and the tallest, fastest, and overall largest land animals. Despite its importance, Africa's history is often overlooked. With over 3,000 ethnic groups and more than 2,000 languages, the continent deserves much more than 10 minutes. Consider this script as a starting point for further exploration. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Africarized. Follow our Facebook page, like, share, and drop a comment. Fossils scattered across Africa help researchers trace human history back over 7 million years. Homo sapiens, our species, emerged around 350,000 years ago and embarked on the out-of-Africa migration about 50,000 years ago, spreading across the globe. The Sahara, once lush and green, began drying around 5,000 BCE, becoming a desert by 3,500 BCE. This pushed early humans to the Nile Valley, where they began domesticating animals such as cattle, donkeys, and goats. In this region, Egypt was born, one of the few civilizations to independently develop a writing system. Egypt's first pharaoh took power around 3,100 BCE, leading to one of the longest-lasting civilizations. Though Egypt eventually fell to the Persian Achaemenid Empire, it was later conquered by Alexander the Great in 322 BCE. Under his successors, the Ptolemies, Egypt thrived. Meanwhile, to the west, Carthage, founded by Phoenician settlers, rose as a powerful civilization rivaling Rome. However, Carthage fell after the Punic Wars, and Rome established the province of Africa Proconsularis. Septimius Severus, who was of Punic descent, would later become the first Roman emperor of African heritage. Christianity spread to Egypt, Nubia, and the Aksumite Empire by the 1st century CE. But Islam swept through North Africa in the 600s. The Berbers, who lived west of Egypt, converted to Islam, and the religion began spreading south through trade routes. In West Africa, the Manda-speaking peoples independently discovered agriculture, establishing urban centers like Dar Tichit and Walata. Eastward, the city of Geno settled around 300 BCE, became a vital hub. Meanwhile, in present-day Nigeria, the Nok culture, flourishing around 1500 BCE, produced impressive terracotta sculptures. Unlike Europe, Africa didn't experience a Middle Ages, but between the 800s and 1700s, the continent saw stability. In southern Africa, the San peoples lived as decentralized hunter-gatherers, while Bantu speakers expanded across eastern and southern Africa. On the Swahili coast, Bantu-speaking Swahilis established trading towns. In West Africa, powerful empires like Ghana, Kanem-Bornu, and Mali amassed wealth through Saharan trade, with Mali's Mansa Musa famously becoming the richest man in history. After the Mali Empire fragmented, Sunni Ali founded the Songhai Empire in the 1400s, making it the largest in Africa. Islam became its official religion. In North Africa, Arab migrations influenced Berber culture, leading to Arabization. Meanwhile, slavery, which existed in Africa through trans-Saharan Swahili coast and Barbary coast trades, escalated with the Atlantic slave trade. Between the 15th and 19th centuries, up to 12 million Africans were taken to the Americas as slaves. By the 1800s, the decline of the slave trade and Royal Navy patrols encouraged West African states like the Ashanti Empire to turn to legitimate markets like timber gold and palm oil. However, the Berlin Conference of 1884 sparked the scramble for Africa, with European powers claiming nearly 90% of the continent by 1914. After World War II, a wave of decolonization swept Africa. Ghana became the first sub-Saharan nation to gain independence in 1957. However, in South Africa, apartheid persisted until 1994, with the Dutch-descended minority ruling over the native majority. The arbitrary borders drawn by Europeans led to political instability post-independence. Military dictatorships dominated the continent in the latter half of the 20th century. Africa experienced tragedies like the Rwandan genocide in 1994 and the Second Congo War, which indirectly claimed millions of lives. Despite centuries of colonialism and exploitation, the 21st century brings new hope to Africa, bolstered by foreign investments, particularly from China. However, climate change remains a looming threat, requiring global efforts to tackle. Africa's story is one of resilience, of great sorrow but also triumph. It is a beautiful continent home to countless species, including humans. As we continue to discover more about Africa's past, the future looks even brighter for this land, the cradle of humanity.